Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. So there have been a few updates on Ukraine in the last few days. First of all, let me mention the social media site. The website should be up within a week. Right now, I had to spend more money. The program I was using just did not work out, so I had to spend on another, and the last one, it was too late to get a refund, so I just had to fork it out. But I would have it up and running by this weekend, but sometime this weekend. But I'm working for the next 5 nights, 12 to 13 hour shifts. And the first day after that, you can count on it that I'm going to be sleeping. Anyway, so hopefully I'll be able to announce that it is up and running sometime next week. Anyway, I hope everybody does join in. So I will announce that when it is up and running. In the past few days, all right, the United States has sent hundreds of millions of dollars, and who knows how much in military equipment. I'm going to guess well over $1 billion worth of military equipment to Ukraine. The UK has sent, I think I mentioned this the last time, they've sent, cargo jets full of military equipment and personnel to Ukraine. France has sent equipment, but France is kind of buggy on this because on one hand they're sending equipment, and on the other hand they are also saying that this needs to be handled diplomatically. Try and figure this out. The French are just weird to begin with. But remember, the Minsk Accord was signed by Ukraine, Russia, France, and Germany. Anyway, Germany is being the most consistent on this. They want this handled diplomatically. Anyway, all this stuff flowing in. Meanwhile, you got France saying this needs to be handled diplomatically, Germany saying this needs to be handled diplomatically, and other countries that are within NATO are actually, speaking out against any military confrontation in Ukraine. As far as this bullshit about Germany, about Russia invading Ukraine. Months ago, Putin was saying that this was exactly what NATO was going to do. All right, so if Russia was going to invade, what do you think? What are these people really expecting you to believe? That Russia decided, okay, we're going to invade Ukraine. We invade, but we wait for NATO and United States to send, more weapons and more money and more troops, and then we invade. Really? Do you believe that? Does anybody believe that? Anyone at all? No. This is absolute foolishness. For anyone to believe this, they are just dumb as rocks. Anyway, so even the president of Ukraine has actually come out and said that basically you people need to cool it. This is not what we wanted. But I don't know what he expected to happen, because he's been, pushing and pushing and pushing. There's all this talk about allowing Ukraine into NATO by the charter of NATO. At this time, Ukraine could not join NATO no matter what, because they are in an active civil war, which has been going on for 7 years. There are a number of dangers that are involved in all of this. You put all of this military equipment, all of these troops, then you've got the neo-Nazi Azov Battalion and mercenaries. All these forces that are itching for a hot war. Idiots. All it takes is one errant, accidental, or intentional event, a small event, and it all blows up. All it takes is a shot across the border, a drone strike on on Donbass, and a U.S. fighter jet or bomber flying where it doesn't belong, which happens all the time. But it could be American, it could be Ukrainian, it could be French, it could be British. It could be from any number of places. And it all blows up. Remember, World War I, World War II, there were many countries that wanted no part of it, including the United States, at the beginning of both World War I and World War II. And yet, all these countries wound up. World War I and II stretched from the west coast of Europe all the way over across all of mainland Europe, Russia, China, the Middle East, Africa, Japan, Philippines. The only continent which did not see direct attack at that time was the Americas. But this time, we will be involved. We will feel it as direct attack. Yeah, you make no mistake on this. Anyway, so different countries have been rising up and speaking out against this and saying that this needs to be handled diplomatically. China has said that, the United States needs to take Russia's security concerns seriously. I think it was Bulgaria that said that if there is a military confrontation in Ukraine, they're not sending their troops and they may withdraw from NATO. A lot of countries are going to have this opinion. Okay? I mean, they can see themselves in the same position. So, and they don't want all of their people, their military killed. They don't want to spend, wind up deep in debt and all of this. So they're not going to want any part of it. So who knows where other countries in the Americas stand, aside from Canada. Fuck Canada. But, Mexico, Venezuela, Honduras, countries that have felt the weight of American foreign policy, You think they're going to be on our side? Hell no. So, anyway, Russia has been talking about putting, troops and missiles in Cuba and Venezuela and I think Argentina. So, they're going to put missiles on our doorstep. Let the American government know what it feels like. Anyway, other dangers that are involved, Germany has never certified the Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Well, Germany gets over 40% of their natural gas from Russia via a pipeline that goes through what? Ukraine. So Russia would not... It's unlikely that Russia would turn off the gas, but that pipeline's above ground. You have military confrontation. All it takes is one weapon hitting that pipeline, and all of Europe is suddenly with no gas. If Germany, Europe, NATO is being aggressive toward Russia, and then Germany says that they'll certify Nord Stream 2. By that time, Russia's going to need their gas for, military production. They're not going to be sending gas via another pipeline, and there's no reason they should. Would you? I don't think most Americans are in favor of any military confrontation happening. And diplomacy means that, Russia's concerns have to be addressed. That's what diplomacy means. So, write to the White House. Tell them that you do not want war, to stop the aggression, and to actually address Russia's concerns. Because they're not asking for anything unreasonable by any stretch of the imagination. They're asking that Ukraine honor the Minsk Accord and for, us not to put freaking missiles on their border and not allow Ukraine and Georgia into NATO. How is this unreasonable? There's nothing unreasonable about this. So, Russia is not going to invade Ukraine. There is no reason to believe this. If they were going to do that they would have done that long before now. All right? Share this video. Talk about these subjects. If you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. I'll catch you in the next one.